Bell, your guide to all things Japan. There are laws in Japan that might be totally different from the ones in your country. Following these rules is super important if you want to stay safe and have a great time here. In this video, I'll tell you about some important laws you should know before visiting Japan. First, let's talk about something important. Even if you're not doing anything wrong, someone else's illegal actions could end up affecting you. Yep, even while you're just enjoying your trip in Japan, you might get caught up in someone else's bad behavior. If someone talks to you on the street, so picture this. You're walking around in Japan, just minding your own business, when someone suddenly approaches you. Hey, looking for a good restaurant? No waiting. Super cheap. Sounds helpful, right? Don't fall for it. Seriously, don't go with them. There's a high chance they'll lead you to a place that's way overpriced and honestly, not that great. In Japan, it's actually illegal to pull people into restaurants off the street like that. But unfortunately, a lot of people ignore the rules and keep doing it anyway, especially in busy tourist areas. What's worse, some of these sketchy places charge foreigners way more than locals. And yep, those are usually the ones that use street touts to catch tourists. Japan has become super popular with travelers lately, so yeah, it might be tough to find a place to eat sometimes, especially during peak hours. But even if you're starving, never follow a random person on the street into a restaurant. It's just not worth the risk. Do not take unauthorized taxis. Okay, here's something super important to know. In Japan, taxi drivers must have a government-issued license to operate, and that license comes with super strict rules. It's not something just anyone can get. Also, taxi fares in Japan are regulated by law. The exact price depends on the area, but licensed taxis all follow those official rates. Licensed taxis are also covered by proper insurance. So if something bad happens, like a car accident, there's a system in place to protect passengers. But recently, with the huge increase in tourists, it's getting harder to find a taxi in some areas. And that's when trouble starts. Some people, especially on social media, are offering rides without a proper license. And a lot of these unauthorized taxi drivers are not Japanese citizens. Taking one of these illegal taxis can be super dangerous. They often charge way more than the legal rate. And worst of all, most of them don't have valid insurance. If there's an accident while you're riding in one of those cars, you could end up in serious trouble. So, how can you tell if a taxi is legit? Just look at the license plate. In Japan, licensed taxis have green plates. Regular personal cars have white plates. If someone's driving a white plate car and offering taxi rides, they're doing it illegally. Never get into a taxi with a white license plate. Please be careful of theft. A lot of people think Japan is super safe, and while that's mostly true, it's not the whole story. In recent years, there's been a rise in theft targeting tourists in Japan. When you're traveling, things are a little different from your normal routine, right? You might be carrying more luggage than usual. You might be tired from being in an unfamiliar place. You might get lost or feel overwhelmed by how the train system works. And unfortunately, thieves are looking for exactly those moments. Be especially careful in crowded places, like airports, train stations, shopping malls. Even big hotel checkout counters can be risky if you let your guard down. Criminals often target spots where you're distracted or vulnerable. So here's one big tip. Don't assume Japan is 100% safe. Yes, it's safer than many countries, but that doesn't mean you should let your guard down. Now, let's move on to some things you might not even realize are illegal in Japan. No smoking outside designated areas. In Japan, you can only smoke in designated areas, and that rule is taken seriously. If you smoke on the street, especially in big cities, you could be fined on the spot. There are actually officers who patrol certain areas just to enforce this rule. You also can't smoke in most restaurants, cafes, or shopping centers. If you're a smoker, you must use the designated smoking spots. Hotels are the same. If you don't book a smoking room, you're not allowed to smoke in your room. If you do, the hotel might charge you an extra cleaning fee, and it won't be cheap. So if you smoke, be sure to book a room where smoking is allowed. Oh, and one more thing. Vapes and e-cigarettes count too. In Japan, electronic cigarettes follow the same rules as regular ones. So no matter what kind of tobacco you use, always smoke in the right place. Many places in Japan do not allow photography. In Japan, taking photos in no photography zones can actually get you in trouble. And yes, that includes legal penalties. Even if you see people posting pictures from these places on social media, don't assume it's okay. They may have gotten special permission, or they might have broken the rules without realizing it. Unauthorized photography has become a growing issue in Japan lately. And there's always a reason behind a no photography sign. One big reason is safety, including dangers you might not notice. For example, some people have entered off-limits areas just to get that perfect shot and ended up injured. Sadly, there have even been fatal accidents. Even in places where photography isn't banned, some people get so caught up in taking photos that they walk into traffic. Japan's roads can be busy and unfamiliar for tourists, and being distracted by photography in a new environment increases your risk of accidents. Even if you're normally careful, focusing on getting the perfect shot might make you miss important safety cues around you. When you're near a road, your attention is your best protection. And here's another heads up. Flying a drone in Japan requires official permission, even in the mountains or remote areas. Of course, taking pictures is a big part of travel, and Japan is full of beautiful scenes to capture. Just make sure to follow the rules and laws when you take those memories home. So, what did you think? Today, we looked at some laws and rules in Japan that many travelers might not know about. There's always a reason behind every rule, and most of the time, it's to keep you safe. We hope you have a fun and safe trip in Japan by following these laws and staying aware. Here on Earth's Japan channel, we share all kinds of helpful info about Japan. So don't forget to check out our next video too. Bye!